interactive session. So let's get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to your digestive health webinar. So today I'm going to be going over your complete digestion and how you can support your digestion. Okay, so let's get into it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Simar Gill McCullough, and I'm a sports nutritionist and personal trainer. I'm also an international speaker and business mentor. I'm a podcast host and the co-founder of Glamour and Purpose. So you can actually connect with me at Glamour and Purpose on Instagram and Facebook, also on YouTube. And so today in this session, you're going to learn about how your stomach functions. You're going to learn about stomach acid and digestive enzymes and what their function is. Tips for having healthy digestion. You're also going to learn about gut health and supplements. I'm also going to give you some suggestions for supplements that can support your digestion. And then you're going to have some action steps. All right. So let's get right into it. So how does your stomach function? Now, why am I covering all this? See, the thing is, when you understand the function of something, then you can actually support yourself, right? But if you don't know how your stomach functions, how things happen, what's needed for good digestion, then it's always like a guessing game. Because some people are like, oh, I have too much acid in my stomach. Others are like, I have too little. So you actually don't know what's really going on. And that's why it's so important to learn how the whole digestive process happens. And you can actually pinpoint for yourself where the issue is occurring based on whatever issue that you are having, right? So that's why it's so important to understand the stomach function. And then as we go into it, you'll understand how the stomach acid and all of that as well. Okay. So when it comes to your stomach, your stomach is the first stop after you've swallowed food. So you take a bite, you chew your food, and then it goes right into your stomach. Okay, I think we all know that. In the stomach, there is a muscular lining to help break down the food into smaller pieces. Okay. And then highly acidic gastric juices like hydrochloric acid are created here to further dissolve your dinner, your lunch, your food. Okay. So this is your stomach acid, and this is very important, and we'll go more into this because when you understand it, then you can actually support yourself much better. Okay, so and then nutrients are prepared in the stomach so they can be absorbed in the intestines. So nutrients are not absorbed into your body from your stomach. In your stomach stomach functions to break down the food, and then the food goes into your intestines, and that's where it actually the nutrients are taken out of that broken down food, and they go into your bloodstream, into your body. So all of your vitamins, minerals, this is where they actually get absorbed. Okay, but for that to happen, your stomach has to function properly. And then in the stomach, chewed foods mix with acidic gastric juice and digestive enzymes. So you're going to learn about both things, and you'll understand how this applies to you. So let's talk about stomach acid first. The muscular lining of your stomach is strong enough to withstand HCl. So stomach acid is so acidic, like your HCl is actually strong enough to dissolve most metals. So just imagine, like, it's so acidic that if you were to put that on a metal, it can dissolve a metal. It's that strong. Okay. And our stomach lining is designed for that acidic environment, because that's what's needed for your food to actually break down. Okay. So when you eat your food in your stomach, you actually need that really acidic HCl, because that's going to actually help to break it down. All right. So having good stomach acid is very important. I know that a lot of people say that I have too much acid in my stomach, and that's why I get GERD or acid reflux or acidity. So we're going to talk about why that happens. Okay. But just remember that there's no such thing as having too much stomach acid, because stomach acid is extremely important. You need to have it, because if it's not there, and for most people these days, there are issues with this, and we'll talk about that. If your stomach acid isn't acidic enough, then it's gonna cause problems. Okay, so let's talk about that. So issues happen anytime that issues happen with stomach acids. That's when you get problems like acidity and GERD and acid reflux, things like that. So you just want to imagine, right? What do most of us do when we're eating our food? You get your plate of food, right? You get your plate of food, and then you get a big glass of water along with your food. And while you're eating your food, you keep drinking water. And most people, this is what happens. And I've talked to so many people about this in one-on-one consultations. And most people would say that, oh, I am a fast eater, so if I'm not drinking water, then I can't swallow my food, which means that you're not actually chewing your food at all, because you're just literally putting it in your mouth and chewing it a little bit and then just, pushing it down with water. Now, just imagine, like, the stomach acid is like fire in your stomach. And what happens when you put water on the fire? It burns up, right? It gets diluted. So when you drink water with your food, that's exactly what you're doing. And like I said, there's a reason that there is HCl, there's like such a strong acid in your stomach. There's a reason for it. And the reason it's needed to break down food. Now, two things are happening. Firstly, you're putting food in your mouth and you're not chewing it. So it's not getting, when you put food in your mouth and you chew it, we have saliva. And the saliva has digestive enzymes, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So these digestive enzymes actually start to break down your food in your mouth. And then when you push it down your throat, it goes into your stomach. And that's where the stomach acid starts to really dissolve that food and break it down. And that's where the digestive enzymes come in too. Okay, but if you are drinking water with your food, then you are diluting that stomach acid. And also, a lot of times you're not chewing your food properly, which is why you need to just throw it down, right? So, so what happens when you take food and take water with your food and it doesn't get digested? So what happens is, I'm going to take you back to the other here. So now that you've eaten that food and you've, put some water in there, your stomach acid is dilute, right? After some time, the undigested food gets pushed down into your intestines. This is where your intestines are kind of like, oh, no, this food's not digested yet. So they push it back up. And when the food gets pushed back up, then that dilute stomach acid also get pushed back up into your food pipe. Okay. So when that happens, that's the burning sensation that you get here when you're like, oh my God, I have too much acid, like I have too much acidity or reflux or GERD, all of these issues, right? Essentially, this is what's happened. Your stomach acid got diluted, it wasn't able to break down the food, and then it went down, and your intestines are like, oh, not ready yet, go back. Pushes it back, which pushes up the stomach acid into your food pipe. Okay, and that's when you get those really, those burps, those really bad tasting burps as well. So that also happens because of this. All right. So when you really start to make sure that you are firstly chewing your food properly, that's very important. And then secondly, try to have your water either 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after you have eaten your food. Okay. And if you absolutely you're like, oh my God, I can't even think about not having water with my food, which I really highly recommend that you try that. But if you're like, I just absolutely can't, then I would suggest having put some lemon juice into the water and then have it. Okay, why? Because lemon juice is acidic in nature. So when you have that with your food, then you're actually activating that stomach acid. So if it's warm, even better, right? But I mean, it doesn't have to be super hot, but like a little bit warm, not too cold. Just think fire, right? Just think fire. So putting a little bit of lemon juice in your water and having warm water with your food can help. All right, so let me just quickly check if we have any questions. So Nathan said, so indigestion is caused by low stomach acid, not too much acid. Yes, absolutely. That's the reason for, that's actually the reason why so many people deal with acidity and issues like that. Because also, when you start to have these issues, what do we do? Like, think about, sorry, I'm gonna have to mute everyone again. Deep, could you
Your
do that?
internet's just breaking up a little bit.
Oh, is it? Should I try and switch my internet? All right. I'll have to stop sharing my screen for that. Okay, just hold on. All right, can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right. Right back into it. Okay, so another thing, when you start to deal with issues like acidity and other issues like that, what do you normally do? You go to your doctor, and the doctor would typically give you some antacids, right? And now, knowing what you know now, what do you think are the antacids doing? Again, they are diluting your stomach acid. Okay, and that is why people that are taking antacids for acidity issues have to keep taking them over a long period of time. I have known people that have been taking antacids for over 10 years, and their digestive issues just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And that's because that's not the solution for the problem that you're dealing with. because the problem is caused due to weak stomach acid, not too much acidity or not too much acid. So you don't need to make your acid more dilute. What you need is proper eating habits, and proper habits when you're eating, like I said, don't drink water with your food, right? Things, small things like that that you can do to actually support yourself. And that's where the problem's actually going to get better, rather than taking antacids, which are going to keep aggravating the problem on and on. Okay, so if that's an issue you're dealing with, then you really have to think about it more clearly. And Apple said, is that also causing the gas, having and passing gas? No, Apple, we're going to talk about that part as we go over the gut health. Okay. So that has more to do with your gut health. Stomach acid, when it comes to acidity, things, problems like that, that's where the stomach acid is connected. All right, any questions? If you guys have questions, just feel free to put them in the chat. And as I go through the presentation, I'm going to be able to just, I'll be checking the messages on and off, so I'll be able to help you. All right, so now let's talk about digestive enzymes, which are again a very important part of your digestive process. Now, the digestive enzymes, so the stomach acid helps to dissolve the food and break it down, right? Digestive enzymes actually break down specifically fats, proteins, and carbs into smaller molecules that are then easier to absorb across the small intestines. Now, just like I said, your stomach, the stomach's job is to break down the foods, and then the food goes down into your intestines, and that's where the nutrients are extracted from the food. Okay, so your digestive enzymes help to break down your foods into smaller molecules, your carbs, your proteins, your fats, so that they can then get absorbed properly in your small intestines. Okay, without your digestive enzymes, the body is unable to digest food particles properly, which may lead to food intolerances like lactose intolerance. So, who here has an issue with dairy products? I know I do. I didn't used to have any problem with milk when I was growing up. In fact, I used to have like 2 glasses of milk every single day. Hot chocolate was my favorite thing. But a few years back, I started having quite a strong dairy intolerance, and also gluten and sugar. And when you think about digestive enzymes, these are what are really important to help you digest all of these foods. So we're going to talk about why the why the intolerances are happening, or why are the digestive enzymes not functioning properly. Now, normally your digestive enzymes are naturally produced in your body, and you have digestive enzymes in your mouth, then you have them in your stomach, and these actually help to break down that food. But these days, most of us have a really hard time digesting a lot of different types of foods, and the reason is food preservatives. Let me see, there's where our chat is going a little bit full. Let me just quickly see. Okay. Nathan said, this is awesome information. Crazy how many people are taking antacids and actually making the situation worse. Yeah. And if someone is taking antacids, then what can they do to help with the problem without medicine? So just what I talked about earlier with the changing your habits. So chewing your food properly, actually drinking your water 30 minutes before or after, And then if you feel like you really need help, you can even supplement with an HCl supplement. So that you would need to check with your dietitian, or somebody, get yourself checked for stomach acid. If it's not enough, you can actually get some really good supplements. Also, first thing in the morning, you can actually get up. This is something that I do every single day. When I wake up in the morning, I take a glass of warm water, and I take a big tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And the apple cider vinegar from this company called Bragg's is really amazing. Like this has the mother in it, which is the probiotics as well. So I take that, and now apple cider vinegar is very acidic in nature. So first thing in the morning when I have that, it activates my stomach acid, and I find that for the rest of the day, my digestion works really well, and it's really amazing. Okay, so that's another thing that you can do first thing in the morning to activate your stomach acid. And then Priyanka said, so when is having gastric, eating is not the solution? When we have gastric, eating is not the solution. That would depend on what you mean with gastric. When you say gastric, what do you mean? Right? And then when I asked everyone about intolerances, Nathan said me, Priyanka said me. Okay, see, like so many people are having food intolerances, right? Rini said me. And Giant said, a friend of mine is lactose intolerant. He can't have white milk, but can have chocolate milk. Why is that? That would, I think, it probably depends on his, digestive enzymes that his stomach is creating. So that's the only answer for that. And Nathan said that milk gives him dandruff and he uses nut milk instead. Yeah, nut milk is a great option. And see, like that is a reaction from the lactose intolerance. So that's what happens when you don't have enough of those digestive enzymes to digest that food, right? And Deep said dairy doesn't work for me. Yep, Reshma, recording. Sure, Reshma, you will be getting the recording. And okay. So let's get into this part now, and I will check the comments again very soon. All right, so why do so many of us are having issues with intolerances? It's because of the food preservatives. Do you see, like the food preservatives are actually needed to preserve foods for long periods of time, right? So foods like these, they always have preservatives. And then these especially, like if you think about chips and any packaged foods, when you look on the back of them and read the ingredient list, you see so many ingredients. And do you actually know what these are? No, right? Most of us don't. We don't know what all of that stuff is. And it's supposed to be edible. But here's the thing, these are harmful chemical substances, right? All of the colors, sweeteners, all of these things, they're food preservative. Artificial flavors are also food preservatives. But why do we put them in the foods? Because they're needed to extend shelf life. If you don't put preservatives in foods, then it goes bad quickly. So it doesn't actually help the companies, with the mass production of food. So it's needed. And some preservatives are more toxic than others. And they make it difficult to break down the food, disrupt your gut bacteria and your hormonal system. Now, here's the thing, right? We in this modern world, we eat foods that are full of these preservatives, but our body doesn't know how to digest them because they're not natural, right? So our body doesn't have digestive enzymes that are going to just digest them. And because of that, because of the toxicity in these preservatives, and also, by the way, all of our fruit and vegetables get sprayed heavily with pesticides and harmful chemicals again. And these also our body doesn't know how to digest. And this is why it just wreaks havoc in our digestive system. Okay, so you just want to think, like, how often do you tend to eat chips or packaged foods, biscuits, things like that, right? All of them have a huge impact on your digestion. And not just for your weight. Like most people would think, oh, I don't want to have chips and, cookies, or I don't want to have too much because I don't want to put on weight. Yes, it does impact your weight, but more than that, it actually disrupts your digestive process. And when that happens, over time, it can lead to so many different issues. Okay, so preservatives are a big no-no. What you want to try to do is have as much real food as possible. Food that gets cooked in your house is better than anything that you could possibly eat. Also, these actually lower your metabolism, so they cause a lot of problems with your weight as well. All right, so here's the solution for this whole thing and how to really support your digestive process. Firstly, eliminate processed foods by clearing out your pantry. And this is a hard one, but it's easier to not eat something that's not there. Like I know for a fact that I can be quite lazy, and if like the food is not there, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll get it later, But if it's there and it's sitting there and I have craving for it, oh my God, right? Like one time we ended up bringing this packet of bhujia, which is like a savory, um, it tastes like chips. It's like a savory snack, Indian savory snack. It's packaged very much full of preservatives, but tastes really nice. And we got this like giant bag of the bhujia. And I kid you not, like normally I would never, because these foods are just, I make sure they're just not around me. So I would never be eating them and I won't have the cravings for it. But that thing was sitting in my room for 1 week. Every time I wake up, I would be looking for that. Every time, like it's sleep time at night, I'm looking at that. Anytime I'm dealing with, I'm feeling stressed, I'm looking at that. And it was like a crazy thing, and I couldn't stop myself. And all I had to do was take one bite, and that's it. I was gone. I would be eating like a whole lot. Something crazy happens, right? All of these sugars and all of these things are also addictive. And I just like eat and eat and eat. And then before I know it, I'm like, oh my God, I did this. So after a week, I was like, that's it. It was still like this huge giant bag. So I just took it and I just threw it away. And I'm like, no, thank you. I do not need this anywhere around me, so that I'm not going to put that stuff into my body. Okay, so cleaning out your pantry can really help. And replace these foods with real foods. Okay, keep fruit where you can see it, because when you can see it, you will be tempted to eat it. And start creating those habits where you start to push yourself to eat more real foods, whether that's with smoothies, with salads, whatever it is that's your thing. Start to incorporate more of it. And then you can also add a digestive enzyme supplement, especially if like you're going to eat out, or you're someone that deals with quite a few digestive issues. This supplement is like, having digestive enzymes as a supplement can help hugely, like unbelievable. I've tried this and it is something that I always keep in my purse. I'm like, anywhere I go out, I always have that. So if I'm eating out, I would take 2 digestive enzymes and I would just like, then I would eat my food. Okay, this really does help, guys. You have to support your digestion. So they actually help to break down the carbs, proteins, fats. So when, even if you're eating a healthy meal, you don't know like how it's being cooked outside. So taking those extra digestive enzymes helps your body to break down those foods that need to be broken down. Okay. And it helps to reduce those gastric issues. Also, it helps to break down food so it can be used as energy and not convert to fat. So anything that your body doesn't digest properly gets converted to fat. Okay, that's why the processed foods are bad for your metabolism too, because they make you put on fat. So yeah, it helps with that as well. All right, so this is like one thing that's always in my purse. I never ever ever go without this. Now, okay, so that was your stomach. That was your stomach acid, your digestive enzymes. These are both things that are really important. Now, let's move down into your gut health. So, with your gut, you need good bacteria for good gut health. Okay. In our gut, we have good bacteria. Now, we all know that we have bacteria in our gut, right? Wait, let me just quickly check the comments real quick on the subject of digestive enzymes. Um, okay, so Apple was asking, so do you recommend taking digestive enzymes before versus after your meal? Yes, before is usually better. Like 5 minutes before your meal really does help. Pavan said, wouldn't constantly taking these supplements make our body reliant on them instead of being able to produce these enzymes on its own? No, 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 no. See, these are, especially if you get high quality enzymes, they're actually supporting your digestive process and rebalancing it. So while you start to clean out your diet, you start to eat healthier foods, you start to eliminate those processed foods, during that process your body still needs those enzymes, right, which get completely damaged by all of these processed foods and the pesticides on our food, stuff like that. So during that time, your body does need to those enzymes still. So the digestive enzymes are a supplement. Like I said, the most important thing is eliminating those foods. And when you start to balance your diet and you start to really clean out your diet, eat right, you may need them less and less, because then your body is going to be able to make them on its own, because you're not putting so much of that outside pressure on your body. Okay. So supplements can be amazing, but what you don't want to do is just like pig out, be like, okay, it's fine. That means I can just like go ahead and keep eating chips and all of these kinds of foods and just take the supplement. So I suggest never ever do that. Okay. Your body does need that clean food. Nothing is going to replace that. And when you start to eat clean, when you change those habits, you start to eat right, you chew your food properly, you're taking care of that stomach acid, then slowly, when that digestion process starts to happen the right way, you've made it healthy, that's when your stomach will automatically start to make those enzymes again. Okay, so that's what's needed. Plus, I mean, in this day and age, with the kind of food quality we have, it really does help to take that enzyme, like take extra enzymes, right? But no, it doesn't mean that just because you're taking the enzymes, that now if you don't take them, then suddenly like something horrible is going to happen to you in your stomach. See, your stomach cannot forget to make its own enzymes. You're just giving it that added support. Okay? Let me know if that answers your question. And if you have further inquiry about that, then we can talk more about it. Okay, so gut health. When it comes to gut health, we have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria in our gut. Now, we all know that we have bacteria in our gut, right? So all of the good bacteria in the gut, it's called probiotics. These are like organisms. They're called probiotics. Okay, it's your microbiome, the bacteria in your gut. So the bacteria, the good bacteria actually are also in your mouth, in your nose, in your reproductive system, but most of all, they are found in your digestive system. Okay, that's why we're talking specifically about your gut health. And they are essential to keep you alive and to keep you healthy. Okay, never ever estimate the work that your gut bacteria has to do. It's very important for a whole lot of different functions, some of which we will talk about. So here are a few functions of your gut bacteria, the probiotics in your gut. It's used for breaking down indigestible carbohydrates. It helps your body produce vitamins B and K and also boosts mineral absorption. So just like I said, right? When you eat your food, it goes into your stomach. In your stomach, it gets broken down, and then it goes into your intestines, and that's where the nutrient absorption happens. When your body is going to start to pull those nutrients from that food and push it into your bloodstream, where it can now go and nutrient your whole body, right? Your gut bacteria is very important for this process to happen properly. Okay, this is the most important thing. So it's very important for your mineral absorption and also for your vitamin absorption. It also helps to keep potentially harmful bacteria, pathogens out. So it actually strengthens your immune function. Okay. So a lot of times, if you're having immune system issues, we don't actually think about our gut bacteria, right? Like, who thinks about, oh, my gut bacteria is not functioning well, which is why my immunity is low. But your gut bacteria has more to do with your immunity than anything else in your body. Okay. When your gut bacteria is good, it's healthy, your immune system functions really well. And that's why, like, even people that tend to get, and this was me, by the way, for me, like, my immune system was so weak. I used to get sick every month, and then the doctor would give me antibiotics, and I'll talk more about that. But it was crazy. Like, every month it was happening. So when I started to really clean up my diet and I had to make some major changes in my lifestyle. When I did that, my immune system strengthened. I haven't taken any antibiotics for anything since 2013. And I can promise you it has more to do with me actually taking good care of my digestive health than anything else. Also, your gut bacteria is essential for healthy, glowing skin. Okay, when your gut bacteria is not healthy, like if you have a lot of bad bacteria in your gut, that's when you have breakouts on your skin, pimples, acne, all kinds of skin issues happen because of that. Eczema, psoriasis, all kinds of autoimmune conditions happen because of uh, gut health issues. Okay, so gut health is very important. Now, imbalances in your gut actually happen due to a number of reasons. So, their age is one of them. So, as you get older, the number of good bacteria in your gut actually decline. That's actually a process of normal aging, right? So that's where it becomes really important to make your gut health your number one priority. And then stress is another one. I can tell you, like, there have been so many times, like, if I get really stressed out about something, the next day my skin will break out. And skin breakouts are a surefire sign of bad gut bacteria. Okay, so stress can actually impact your gut health immensely. So it's really important to find ways to actually bring down those stress levels. Okay. Illnesses. Now, illnesses, like if you've had some form of chronic illness or you've been sick, that can also impact your gut health, and it can also cause an imbalance in your gut bacteria. Now, poor diet, more than anything, this is the biggest reason for an imbalance in your gut health. So, lack of fiber, most of us, like majority of people these days, the kind of food that we eat, we actually don't get enough fiber in our diet. And fiber is extremely important for our gut health because it helps to clean out your gut. Also, it helps to bind your food together and uh, eliminate it, like take it out of your body. Okay. That process is very important, and we need fiber for that. But most people are not having enough fiber, which causes issues like constipation and bloating and things like that. Now, too many processed foods, I cannot say it enough. The processed foods are causing issues in your stomach, in your gut, in every process of your health, okay? In your liver health. So eliminating them becomes really, really important. Also, too much fat, too many fried foods can cause imbalances in your gut health. Too much alcohol, too. Now, alcohol is typically full of sugar as well, okay? So, too much alcohol actually causes issues in your gut health, plus also in your liver. And antibiotics are literally the worst of them, okay? So, with antibiotics, what happens is, just like I said, in your gut, you have good bacteria and you have bad bacteria, right? A lot of times when you're dealing with an infectious disease, or whatever, like a gastric bug or this bug, that bug, anything, right? You get antibiotics from your doctor. Now, these antibiotics are like a bomb. So you take them, they go into your gut, and they kill everything. Okay, they kill all the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, which means, yes, the bad bacteria is dead, right? But now also your good bacteria is dead. Okay, so if at any point you can avoid these, it really does help. Like if you can find a different way and you're not dealing with a serious problem, obviously you always need to listen to your doctor. Like I'm not telling you don't listen to your doctor. Antibiotics are very important, especially when you're dealing with certain issues. And I know for a fact, given that I used to deal with a lot of different stuff that used to come up for me. But if you do take antibiotics, it's really important to replenish that good bacteria afterwards by taking probiotics. And we'll talk more about that. So short term, these imbalances can cause flatulence. So Apple, you were asking about bloating and gas issues. This is actually, it has more to do with your gut bacteria. So supporting your gut health is going to help with that. Okay. So short term, these can cause flatulence, bloating, cramps. And long term, these can actually cause serious issues like inflammatory bowel conditions. Okay. So a lot of people actually deal with these with quite serious chronic gut issues, autoimmune issues. All of these happen because of gut imbalances. All right. Let me just quickly check the comments to see if there are any questions. Nathan said, "Oh yeah, you also need to eat lots of fermented foods." Yes, good time to add that, Nathan, because we're on the solution side of things. Okay, so what's the solution? The solution is eat foods that are high in fiber. So for example, when it comes to carbs, try to eat carbs that are higher in fiber. So like red rice instead of white rice, brown rice, sorghum, all of these foods are fibrous. Cauliflower. So try to eat more of those foods that are high in fiber. All your fruit and vegetables are high in fiber, right? So try to eat more of those. And then the next thing is clean out your diet. Like I said, cut out those processed foods. Really, really important, guys. Clean out your diet. Cut out foods that have too much sugar in them. All of that sugar just goes and feeds that bad bacteria in your gut. Like, that's the last thing you need. Okay, so cut those out. Clean out your diet. More real foods. More real foods. Think anything that's real. Foods that your grandparents used to eat are great. They're going to be healthy for you, because back then we didn't have those kind of crazy foods that we do today. And avoid antibiotics if possible. Obviously, if you're dealing with some sickness or something and you need to take them. And then, just like Nathan said, add lots of fermented foods in your diet and probiotics. Okay, because all of these fermented foods are also full of probiotics. Also, what I was talking about with the apple cider vinegar, the Bragg's one, it also has mother in it, so it also has some probiotics in it, so it can actually help your stomach and your gut health. And then you can add a fiber and probiotic supplement as well, so that's another option for you. Okay, let me see a comment. Apple said, can you go back to the other slide? I missed the long-term effects. Okay, Apple, so the long-term effects of not having good gut health can be chronic inflammatory bowel issues. Okay, so problems that people are having these days, autoimmune conditions, things like that. These are the long-term effects of not taking care of your gut health and that imbalance in your gut. All right. Now, okay, so when it comes to supplements, I will quickly give you some options, because I did tell you that I will tell you about some supplements. I highly recommend USANA supplements, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But just before that, I'll quickly tell you which ones I would specifically suggest for gut health and your overall digestive health. So digestive enzymes. The USANA digestive enzymes have 7 enzymes and artichoke extract. So the thing to know about the USANA products is that they are made with fruit and vegetable extracts. Okay, they have no fillers, no binders, none of the things that could cause side effects. All right, which is why I really like them. So this is literally like having fruit and vegetables. All right. And these nutrients help digest foods and provide relief from indigestion, boosts nutrient absorption for health and vitality, and it boosts your metabolism with better digestion. Like I said, if your food doesn't get digested properly, then it gets stored as fats, as fat. So that's why digestive enzymes are so important. And I highly recommend these ones. And then another one that you could add is Fiber G. So Fiber G has, the reason I really love this specific product, it comes in a powder form, and all you need is like a teaspoon in the morning. You can put it in like a glass of water, mix it up, and then just drink it. Or you can put it in your smoothie, fresh fruit juice, something like that. All right. And the reason I really love this one is because it has 3 things. All right. It has soluble and insoluble fiber, both of which are really important for our gut health. And then it also has this thing called inulin. And inulin is actually the food for your good bacteria. What we call it is a prebiotic. So the prebiotic is actually food for your probiotic, which is your good bacteria in your gut. So when you're taking inulin, what it does is it goes and feeds that good bacteria, and that helps your good bacteria to multiply and grow and make your immune system stronger, make your health better, skin better, all of these things. And then the fiber helps to relieve constipation and maintain a healthy weight range. It also helps with hunger pangs. Like, you get you get super cravings for certain foods, stuff like that. It actually helps you with that hunger as well. It also helps to lower blood cholesterol. So fiber is really important for that as well, and to support heart health and your bowel health. Okay, so like you'd think that cholesterol and heart health, see, our whole body is completely connected with our digestion. This is why this is so important. Okay, and inulin, I already told you, is a prebiotic, which is amazing. I love that all of this comes packed in one supplement. That's like my favorite thing, because when I was in New Zealand, I used to go to Huckleberry store, and there were fiber products that had specifically just the soluble fiber or the insoluble, or you have to take like separate things to get these. I love that this comes in like a complete package. And I know we have people here from Jakarta, so these are actually available in Jakarta. And then the next thing is the probiotics, the USANA probiotics. These are not available in Jakarta, but they are available in the US and in some of the other countries. So with the USANA probiotics, the key ingredients are they have actually 12 billion strands of good bacteria in each stick. And the reason that these are so amazing is, firstly, they don't have any of those sugars. Okay, it's sweetened with stevia, which is it's a plant. It's a very good form of sugar. And most probiotics that you get in the market are loaded with sugar, which again can cause issues, right? So this doesn't actually have that. And then secondly, they are designed to withstand stomach acid, just like we talked about earlier, right? Your stomach acid is so strong, the HCl is so strong that it can dissolve metal. Okay, so most probiotics that you get, you can take them, but they die when they're in the stomach, because the stomach acid, they just can't withstand it. So with this one, with the USANA probiotics, the good thing is that they are designed in a way that they actually withstand the stomach acid, and then they go into your gut. You just have to take them with food. Okay, and then it promotes natural balance of microflora in your gut, and it's beneficial for immune health, skin health, bowel regularity. So all of these things also very good for dealing with gas in the stomach, bloating, all of these things. Okay, this is amazing. Now let me just quickly check. There's quite a few comments. Reshma said that apple cider vinegar, Bragg's, or even lemon doesn't suit me. Okay, Reshma, in that case, I would just suggest that just start with drinking your water 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after you eat your food. And then when it comes to, gosh, I have a tickle in my throat. When it comes to supporting your digestion, try and add digestive enzymes, and that should help. Okay, does that answer your question? Also, probiotics. All right. So why do I suggest use? Why do I recommend USANA so strongly? That just like a couple of reasons. I'm not going to go super deep into it, but USANA supplements are pharmaceutical grade. Okay, the difference in the pharmaceutical grade supplements and the ones that you get in the market in pharmacies is that they are food grade. So the food grade supplement regulation from the government is 20%, which means if it says 1000 mg of vitamin C, then as long as 200 is in there, the government will be like, yeah, whatever, just pass it. And then you don't know what else goes into it. Like it can have additives, it can have fillers, it can have all of those things. So the regulation is not that strict. With pharmaceutical grade, the regulation is very strict, which means They absolutely have to have whatever's on the back, and they cannot have anything extra. So any fillers, any other kinds of additives, all of that just can't be there, which eliminates the possibility of more issues. Like, people get issues when they're taking supplements. This actually helps to eliminate those issues, because a lot of people get those issues because of the fillers that are being put into the supplements. Okay. Also, the USANA supplements are manufactured in an FDA registered facility, which means that the FDA do random checks throughout the year. And at any point, if the quality of the supplements is not up to par, then it can have some serious, repercussions for the company. They are also top rated in this book called the NutriSearch Comparative Guide. It's a third party research study where they've actually compared 1,600 products, and the USANA supplements came top for quality. Okay, so I know, like, a lot of companies can say that their product is the best, but when you look at research study, like, for me, I think that is really important. If you can actually see a third party research study that shows scientifically that the quality of a certain product is good, that is trustworthy. They have also been top rated for quality on consumerlabs.com. Okay, so these are all the reasons why I really love this product, because I can really recommend it to my clients with confidence without feeling like, oh my God, I hope they don't have any side effects, right? And then they're also listed in MIMS with no side effects. So any product that gets listed in MIMS, which is the doctor's book for Southeast Asia, they absolutely have to list the side effects of the product. And I checked all of USANA's products, because that is, like, always been my biggest worry when I'm taking any kind of tablets. And none of the products have side effects, which makes me very happy. So yeah, these are a few reasons why I really highly recommend USANA products versus just any supplement from the pharmacy. These are things that you're going to be putting inside your body. Again, just like the food preservatives that are coming in those packets of chips and biscuits and things like that, you again want to be really mindful of what you're putting inside your body, because it is going to have an impact on your digestion. It is going to have an impact on your health long term. So that's why quality becomes so important. And that's why, again, cutting out those foods that can cause issues is also so important. All right, so now I want to give you a few tips on healthy digestion, and we're going to make it quick because we're going a little bit over time. I know we said that it was from 8 to 9 p.m. I know we're a little bit over time, so I'll make this super quick. So tips on having a healthy digestion. Number one, stay hydrated. Water is very important for your digestion. Okay, it really is important for a healthy bowel movement, for breaking down your foods. Stay hydrated. For women, try to drink 3 liters of water a day. And for men, you can actually have 4 to 5 liters a day. Number two is always chew your food. Yes, it's a mindfulness exercise, especially if you're a fast eater. This can be something that you can actually add into your regime for bringing down your stress levels. So this could be like a mindfulness exercise that you do when you're eating your food, okay? Like, put away your phone, don't look at a screen, look at your food. I mean, we work so hard, we do everything that we do every day so we can take good care of our health, good and eat good food, right? So chew your food, get present to what you're eating, taste the food in your mouth, chew it, because when you do that, then you're actually supporting your digestion the best way possible right from the get-go. Follow a regular eating schedule. So eating your food at the same time throughout the day is very important. It actually really impacts your sleep patterns. So if you're eating your food irregularly, like sometimes this time, sometimes that time, it can actually really impact your circadian rhythm, which is your sleep patterns. It can also impact your digestion. So because your body starts to expect, like if you have set times to eat, your body expects food at those times, and it helps with proper digestion. Okay, so eating on a regular schedule really helps. And then eat more fiber, more vegetables, more fruit, more fiber. And take your supplements. Anytime you're taking any supplements, take them with your food. Okay. And then replace foods that disrupt your digestion. So if you are looking at fried foods and you really like fried foods, which, I know some of you really do. I really used to. So you can actually replace them with baking or roasting foods. Instead of frying, will cut down on added fat without sacrificing some of the crunch and crisp of the fried foods. Okay, so replace it with baking or roasting. And then sugar substitutes such as maltitol, xylitol. These are you get them in that sugar-free chewing gum. Anybody? I used to eat a lot of that, and I stopped eating it, and my digestion, like my stomach, is thankful for that. So all of these kind of artificial sugars actually cause a lot of gastrointestinal unpleasantness. So cutting out sugar is tough, but there are natural plant-based substitute that aren't linked to digestive issues. So like stevia, monk fruit sugar, coconut sugar, these are all much gentler on your digestion, and they're natural, right? This is why they're gentle on your digestion. And then fatty meats, replace them with meats that are leaner or plant-based protein sources. Processed foods, stick as much as you can to whole or minimally processed foods. So fruit, vegetables, lean proteins, legumes, nuts, whole grains. All right. And then dairy, if you're lactose intolerant, dairy can be really, like a lot of the dairy products can be really hard on your stomach. So you can replace that with fermented dairy products like yogurt or lactose-free milk. Also, nut milks are a great option, right? And if you really like cheeses, then harder cheeses are better. So like what was it called? When it comes to me, I'll tell you. There are harder cheeses that are much easier because lactose isn't present in them. So they're better for you. And then carbonated drinks. Many carbonated drinks have alternative sweeteners or are loaded with sugar. Both can be bothersome, but the bubbles are the real problem. So just imagine if you're drinking bubbles, then it's full of gas. It's basically just going into your stomach. You're just putting all that gas into your stomach, and then that gas is going to come out of somewhere. All right, so that can cause a lot of issues. So replace them with plain water. And if you need something more interesting, you can add green tea, you can add some fruit, have infused water instead. Oh, what happened? Oops. All right, that was odd. My presentation just disappeared. Let me just quickly share my screen. We're just finishing up. I'm going to give you some action steps and then we will finish. All right. All right, so let's recap. That was a lot of information. I just want to make sure that you remember it all. You can take it all with you and apply it. So number one, take care of your stomach acid. Number two, chew your food. So you take care of your stomach acid by changing your eating habits. No water before or after your food, or add lemon to your water. And then chew your food properly. Very important. Digestive enzymes take care of your digestion with the firstly clean eating, eliminate the processed foods, and you can add extra digestive enzymes. Take care of your gut health by having more fiber, by drinking lots of water, and adding probiotics, fermented foods. And you can always take your supplements with your food because they absorb better when you're when in the presence of fats. Okay. All right, so that was it. Let me quickly look at the chat. All right, well, if there are any questions, you can let me know. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It's been great to have you. And if you have any questions, make sure like you can reach out to us or the person that invited you. And I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. And if you want to get one of the supplements from USANA, then you can either reach out to me or Deep or the person that invited you, okay? And we'll be able to help you out. Hetty is asking if you can have the recording. Yes, for sure you can. So just let the person that invited you know that you would like to get the recording. Now they'll just ask me for it, okay? All right, guys, can we quickly come on the camera and take a quick picture? Have you all. And thank you for being with me. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If you need one of the supplements, also let me know. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, wherever you are.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Simar. Bye.